FM. Don't touch that dial. We are in the studio tonight with the man, the myth, the legend, Figure 8, the head of Antelope Fishermen. Now,
Big Newton.
Before we went and listened to your songs, I thought we were about to listen to some hip hop. Now, the first track is from your new LP.
Yep.
The Lil Fidget LP.
Yep.
Which is a great album. You can listen to that anywhere. Spotify, get it on Bandcamp at the Antelope Fisherman Bandcamp to support. But then the second song, that wasn't a rap song, dog.
I rap on it.
We're splitting hairs here, and I like it.
You better like a minute later.
I ain't got no hairs. So, tell me a bit about the project that we just listened to that progressive rock song from.
That's my rock band, Noise from the Void. We also just dropped our self-titled first album. We got signed to Plunge Records, and shout out to them. They helped us make that and go on tour.
Shout out Plunge.
Yeah, that's my passion project. I would say it's some of my best art, and we're currently right now in the studio a lot. We just did 40 hours on our follow-up, so I'm really excited about it. So
that's great. So what's the album called that we just listened to a song from?
It's Noise from the Void, self-titled, same name as the band. Yep.
Noise from the Void. That's dope. So do you find that writing rap lyrics and writing progressive rock lyrics, you use the same parts of your brain? What's the big difference in writing those two kinds of lyrics that you encounter?
Learning that I'm not as talented as I think I had to get explained what time signatures were to me a lot through the process, and I understand it, but it changes a lot throughout because it's super experimental. So there's been songs where young Ned, who plays all the instruments, will have to tap my back to help me out to keep time while I'm writing, so I don't lose the flow. I don't know. It definitely put a lot more tools in my bag that I used. Yeah. Because the song we just played, "Wasting Time," was from our first album that just came out, and I made that in the same time I made my solo album.
Okay, so you're working on these in tandem.
Yeah. There was a studio called Hinterland in North Portland, and that's where I did the entirety of my album except for one song and the entirety of the Noise from the Void album. So it was we were alternating sessions, we did week-long ones, so I was intensely making these. It wasn't over a period of time I made them. We made them with intent and then mixed them over a year or two after. But yeah, it had a lot of influence on me. I learned how to sing better, because you can't just drench auto-tune over live instruments, so they were telling me what the pitch was. I was learning keys and stuff, and they had to play pianos behind the song sometimes so I could have something to follow. I became a much better artist because of it, and I think it helped me make some of the more singier and experimental stuff on my album.
That's a lot of fun. I find that if I go to a rap show and I see an MC sing a hook poorly, it doesn't even faze me, because I'm there to see that rapper rap, not sing. But if if your homie sings on the hook, or if you auto-tune your hook a little and you do it live, whatever. You just, I remember seeing Jay-Z sing on in the VMAs when I was a kid, and I was like, he can't sing, but I don't care.
Entertain me.
Right,
that's what's, yeah.
You go to a rock show and the singer can't sing, you're like, I want my money back.
Yeah, there was a vocal coach there. I was really lucky to have that. So
incredible.
They were in the booth with me pushing on my diaphragm and stuff.
You doing vocal exercises? You doing warm-ups?
Yeah, it was super an intensive process. Yellow leather. And doing that in tandem with my album made me take mine so much more serious, because I was paying for my album. I had to come out of pocket for every expense. So the knowledge I got to learn while I had help to pay for something, while I got to actually not be I'm scraping by to do this. I had help to create that was really, really healthy for me artistically, I think.
That's incredible. So I know that when I write, I struggle because I want to put all my ideas on paper, but they don't always fit into the song. Where do you find yourself making sacrifices in your lyricism to fit melody and cadence and the parameters of the song you're working on?
My rhymes come first. I like making poppier music now, and I don't think younger me would have expected that. And even in my songs, you could say are R&B. my rhymes come first. Like, that's the most important thing. I love hip hop, and like I was a battle rapper at first, and I just can't imagine letting those things fall to the wayside. Like, I'm always trying to service the song now. I will say that. Like, I used to pay $60-$70 for studio time an hour when I was homeless at 16, 17. So like, I didn't believe in punching in. I didn't have time to punch in. I had to get to the end of the song in one take. I would do all the choruses and the verses in one take if I could, just to maximize that hour. And like, I kept that with me for a long time. And then one day Ellis actually was like, or you could just make a good song. And I was like, oh,
make a good song, right.
Wow, or it could make it good. So I do try to service the song more now. I'll like sacrifice things as long as I know for sure it makes the song better, but my rhymes come first.
So all of you aspiring musicians out there, check it out. You don't have to have $500 to go to the studio. Just get your songs down and go in there and rap. You don't have to write a perfect song. You just have to write some songs. And I would suggest, it's called Killing Your Darlings in writing workshops, like creative writers. Daniel Radcliffe. Right, you sometimes you gotta throw some stuff out, but you'll write another song. You can put that bar that doesn't fit in that one song somewhere else. Now, we were just talking earlier about how technology influenced the way that we create. I remember I was at a party and there was this kid playing Guitar Hero and he was just crushing. And he was drinking, but he was still just like sharp as a tack. I was like, you're really good at that. And he said, yeah, I'm so good at it that I decided to start taking guitar lessons. And he got into music from Guitar Hero.
That's
now,
crazy.
Blew my mind. You have a similar story about starting off self-recording using a video game.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I had an Xbox, and my dad had a work desktop that he let me play RuneScape on. And I saw DJ Hero for sale, not even Def Jam Rap Hero or whatever. And it was like a karaoke game. It had a bunch of Def Jam music videos with the lyrics on screen. And it came with a USB microphone you could plug into your Xbox. And I bought it just so I could plug it into my dad's computer, and I downloaded Audacity and started that. Those were the first songs I ever recorded. I was like 13 or 14.
Incredible. So you took a video game, you bought a video game just to make music.
Yes, because it was the cheapest mic I could find.
It was the cheapest mic you could find. You know, when I was younger, I got a lot of video games are going to rot your brain, they're a waste of time, stay away from that stuff, be productive instead. And I think that we've come to a point in our society where, everybody plays video games.
I play a ton of video games.
You know, you got Bubble Crush on your phone even if you don't have a console. Everybody plays video games. And other than that, it's one of the places in our society right now where you can still have honest art. You can just create a video game, from the music to the imagery to the narrative structure. There's so much art involved in video games, and I am delighted that this generation coming up is in a world where that's more acceptable.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I got a Game Informer. I had a subscription to Game Informer, and one of them was like, our video games art, and each editor wrote about a specific game to them that made video games art. And I remember like wondering how that was even an argument at like a 10 and 11. I was like, someone had to draw this. Someone had to make this music.
Exactly.
Like, if you don't think the package is art, you have to acknowledge that like 1,700 artists potentially went into it being the package that it is.
Yeah, a lot of people working on one thing, but bringing different aspects of art. So, Figure 8, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Figure 8 AF on everything. You can find the Antelope Fisherman at the Antelope Fisherman on everything. If you need a music video, you can find us at Fisherman Films.
I will attest, they make great music videos.
I would argue some of the best.
Yeah.
And always drink water. You don't have to leave that in there.
I like to drink water.
Drinking water is good. Brushing your teeth is good too. You don't like that?
That's good. It's good. It makes me sad that we have to remind people.
Dude, I'm on tour with some of these guys.